Mykola Voronenko says goodbye to Nastya, his pregnant wife, as he rides his bike to work. This couple lives on a 2-hectare plot of land in the very peaceful Donbas region of Ukraine. People think of them as the first eco-settlers in the area. Mykola puts his bike away and walks to the school where he works as a teacher. Inside, he knows from the news that 100 protesters were killed by special forces in Kiev, the capital city of Ukraine. He also learns that their president ran away to Russia because Russia is about to invade Ukraine. Every day, Mykola rides his bike to work and comes across armed men near his land. He doesn't give it much thought and goes to work anyway. Like always, he parks his bike and goes into school. He is shocked that the room is empty and that he is the only teacher there. From the news, he knows that there is chaos everywhere because Russian forces are still moving into neighboring areas. He gets his bike right away and rides it back home. His wife is by herself, and the thought of the armed men he saw earlier makes him feel bad. He's not wrong. He can see his wife being beaten from afar. He tries to help, but the back of a gun hits him. He begs them not to hurt her because she's pregnant, but they won't listen. A Russian soldier breaks into their home and sets it on fire. Nastya grabs a stone to fight back as the 2 Russians are about to leave. Then, someone shoots her, and she dies in front of Mykola. Soon after, 2 Ukrainian militia members help Mykola dig a grave for his wife. While he goes back to their burned-out home, he can get back the crucifix made of wood that his wife made for him. He buries his wife with a broken heart, and then chooses to go with the Ukrainians, not knowing what he will do next. He walks with the Ukrainian militia to their camp. The leader doesn't trust him because he thinks he might be a spy. He tells them that he wants to join them and get the Russians out of their country. He is then given the chance to train with them, but because he is a pacifist, he doesn't know much about guns and is having a hard time. A woman teaches him how to take a gun apart and put it back together again. He really wants to learn. Later that night, while working out, Mykola tells his officer that he is no longer a pacifist. He also likes the codename The Raven. He is reminded that you have to work for your codename. Even though the training is new and hard for him, he is determined to learn everything he can so he can get revenge. It is said to the trainees that there are not enough snipers in front of them. Not many people are interested in volunteering to be trained when asked. Mykola gets up and says he's ready to take on the challenge. He can't even take apart and put together a gun in time, so the officer tells him to sit down. He asks to be given a chance to show that he can. He tells the officer that it will only take 20 seconds. The officer puts an AK-47 on the table. Everyone is shocked when Mykola puts on a blindfold and begins to take the gun apart. After that, he puts the parts back together smoothly. It's only 18 seconds long. This time, people cheer for him instead of laughing. Mykola now says that he has been trained to be a sniper. When they are training, Mykola is shocked to be given a different gun than the other trainees. He won't go because he thinks it's unfair that they didn't get the same gun. He also wants to get an SVD-63, which is a semi-automatic designated marksman rifle, and is what the other trainees get. The people who are in charge don't like this. Mykola has no choice but to be happy with what he has. It is told to the trainees that they should never be seen. The teacher has to shoot from a few inches away as part of the test. Their plan will fail if they act. The test is failed by most of the trainees. Even though this training is dangerous and makes a lot of noise, Mykola doesn't flinch. One more thing is for their scope to cover the target once it has been seen. Mykola fails. He doesn't use the fact that he doesn't have the best weapon as an excuse, even though he knows it. When the training is about math, Mykola impresses the lieutenant colonel by figuring out the answer before any of the other trainees. It's helpful that he's good at math. Mykola does well in the sniper training. Lieutenant Cole tells Mykola one day to pack his things. Someone from his group is going to be sent to a checkpoint that the Russians have taken over. The team quickly takes control of its position. As a sniper, you have your own target. A car speeds toward the checkpoint just as they are about to carry out their plan. They are about to shoot when the lieutenant colonel stops them. The couple in the car is told to get out and show their passports. They can leave once they are clear, but the guy's passport is kept. Even though the guy wants his passport back, the Russian who took it won't give it to him. This makes a lot of noise. The guy gets shot with a gun, and the girl gets hit. After getting permission from the lieutenant colonel, they are free to shoot. After that, all of the Russians are killed. The lieutenant colonel tells the team how proud he is that their first mission went well. When they get back to their command post, Mykola looks for his friends and other trainees. He is told that they have a different job to do. He finds out later that one of them was killed very badly by a sniper. The team is sent on another mission one day. The explosives are set up, and a leaf hides the trigger. When the Russians get closer, Mykola is shocked to see an old student with them, Ivan, the student who was always making him mad. All of the Russians, including Ivan, are killed when the bombs go off. The lieutenant colonel tells Mykola not to feel so bad because Ivan already made up his mind. The lieutenant colonel takes a picture of his family while he is resting. He asks Mykola if he can look at it. The police officer tells him that his two daughters don't understand what he does for a living. He and his wife agreed that he would keep his job with them. They know he is away on business. This is when the lieutenant colonel sees the crucifix he's been carrying. He questions if it's a charm. Mykola tells him that it makes him think of his family. While the snipers are set up, Ukrainian forces keep the trenches along the border safe. Russian forces will soon be passing through. At the same time, Russia is getting ready to invade the area. He can see the man who killed his wife through his scope. He asks the lieutenant colonel for permission to shoot. He's been told to stop. Again, Mykola asks for permission because he has a great shot. He wants to do it too much right now. Even though the request is turned down, Mykola can't miss this chance. He pulls the trigger and hits the Russian in the neck. It is over with the Russian. The police officer is upset that his order was not followed. There is also a Russian elite sniper named Sari, who can see where they are without them knowing. The colonel-level officer sees Sari. It is his job to tell Mykola where the sniper is, but the Russian is too quick to respond. After that, the officer is killed. Mykola now knows that their location has been hacked. In order to face the Russians, he puts the dead officer's body on his back. He finds a hole and plugs it in to keep himself safe. He gets away alive, but the officer fails to escape. He feels very bad that he killed the police officer who always believed in him and gave him the chance to serve. He let his feelings get the best of him and went for the kill, even though he was told not to. Finding the sniper who killed him is the only way to get revenge. Mykola sets out on a mission by himself. He sees two snipers and kills them, but not before getting hit in the arm. Mykola gets a call from the brigadier general while he is resting. He tells him about the Russian sniper, but he can't go into more detail just yet. When they meet, he wants to tell Mykola what's going on. Mykola gets his things together and heads to the place. Now is his chance to learn more about the Russian sniper. The brigadier general tells his soldiers what the Russian sniper can do. 5 of their snipers and 3 of their machine gunners have already been killed. You should be careful around him. The kills he got give them an idea of where his favorite spot is. He stays in the same place. One Ukrainian soldier suggests putting mines all over the area, but the officer doesn't like the idea. Since Mykola is from the area, he lets him explain why they can't just do that. Mykola says that the place where the sniper is hiding has a chlorine storage, and that using explosives to kill him could hurt the environment. After this, each sniper is given a job to do. Once the secondary targets are dead, the officer makes it clear that he wants Mykola to go up the building and kill the Russian sniper. After that, they are sent away. There are snipers ready to attack at all times. After crawling toward the target area, Mykola confirms that he is now in the right place. He sneaks up behind 2 Russians and kills both of them right away. One of them was the person who went to his house. The other snipers lock onto their targets and wait for the all clear. After counting down to shoot at the same time, they were able to kill all of their targets. Sari sees that his watchmen aren't sending him any more reports. He gets up to see what's going on outside. Another Russian sniper also leaves his post to look into what's going on because they can't seem to talk to each other. They have no idea that Mykola is closing in on them and is just waiting for the right time to shoot both of them. Sari looks at one of the snipers outside. It looks like the sniper is still where it is. It shocks him to learn that the sniper has been killed. Then he calls for help. He has to wait for the team to show up in 10 minutes. Sari gets back to where he was and looks through his scope again. He sees a crucifix made of wood nearby. Mykola then jumps on his back and stabs him in the neck before he can do anything. The second sniper also goes back to his post. He also gets killed when he does that because a grenade goes off. At the end of the movie, Sari's backup is finally on the scene. On the radio, a Russian officer calls Sari. He calls back and tells him that they will be held responsible for what they did in Crimea, which was also invaded by Russia. He is then killed by Mykola. When the Russian soldiers get out of the trucks, the Ukrainian snipers are ready to kill all of them. After the smoke clears, Mykola goes back to his home and visits his wife's grave. Even though his job to get revenge for her death is done, it's not over yet. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on the notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.